Lesson 14. Progressive breakdown of the hi-hat. Progressive breakdown of the hi-hat. Let's talk now about the different possibilities that we have in accompanying any drum rhythm. Up until now, you've played eighth notes on the hi-hat, on the ride, on any other part of your drum set. We are talking about the most common form of accompaniment. Actually, there are many ways of accompanying. In this case, we'll analyze two very common forms of accompaniment, one in quarter notes and one in sixteenths. Let's listen to the sound effect the accompaniment has in quarters. Quarters. A drummer chooses to accompany with quarter notes for two principal reasons: or for obtaining a drier and more essential sound, or because the song is so fast that it would be impossible to accompany it with eighth notes. Let's listen to the rhythmic effect of the accompaniment in sixteenths with one hand. Sixteenths with one hand. We can, however, decide to accompany in sixteenths, as you have just heard, to get more richness on a rhythmic and sound level. Let's now go and compare the various types of accompaniment, breaking down the hi-hat in quarter notes, eighth notes, and sixteenths. At the moment you'll need to accompany with sixteenths, even in faster songs, you'll have to do it by playing single strokes with both hands, keeping in mind that in this case the right hand, or left if you're left-handed, hits the snare on the second and fourth movement. Let's watch. Sixteenths with two hands. Here's a really interesting exercise for gaining better control of the strokes as well as stability of the tempo. You'll have to accompany by alternating two fingerings, sixteenths with one hand and sixteenths with two hands. The natural tendency is to accelerate the moment you cross over from one hand to two hands. My advice is to use a metronome as often as you can. In exercises like this one, it is truly indispensable. At this point, you can add to the progressive breakdown the rhythm in sixteenths with two hands. One small technical detail: if you need to hit a crash while accompanying in 16ths with two hands, you must be careful to follow normally with single strokes, like this. So, right hand on the crash, left hand that takes up the hi-hat accompaniment. Obviously the contrary if you're left-handed. The most common mistake that beginner drummers have is to hit the crash and then take up the accompaniment with the same hand, because they are used to the movement they learned when accompanying in eighth notes. Let's take a better look at this type of movement. Now, there's nothing else left than to begin gradually inserting all these accompaniments into your favorite songs. Begin working singularly, dedicating a determined accompaniment to every song. After that, you can also alternate more than one within the same piece of music. One of the songs that my students prefer playing in this practice phase is Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. In this song, you can see very well the change between 16ths with two hands and eighths. Have fun.